Oh, right now on radar, you can see that most of the shower and thunderstorm activity is either on the way out or it has faded away. We've still got a few pockets of showers. We've got one clearly right here across parts of Wright County and Douglas County. It looks like it's winding down. Showers continue to exit Oregon County, where there's been quite a bit of lightning here over the last hour or so. That lightning now pushing off to the east with those thunderstorms. And in the wake of that activity, you can see there's not a whole lot further west. In fact, clouds have thinned out. But this is going to create another issue with the very damp conditions across the area after waves of showers and thunderstorms today. The clouds are thinning, the temperatures are cooling, and the winds are going to be light overnight tonight. What does that add up to? Fog. In fact, we've already got some patchy areas of fog in our area, and I think it's only going to worsen throughout the overnight hours. So we may have to contend with some areas of dense fog on Tuesday. Now, the culprit behind the wet weather today, located here east of Kansas City, this little swirl in the atmosphere, that storm is going to continue to track off to the east toward Illinois as we work through tonight and tomorrow. So we're going to be on the back side of that system on Tuesday, and that does play a role in the likelihood for any severe weather. Today, the risk for severe weather was very limited in nature, but the ingredients were there. Even though they were rather weak, those ingredients were there. By tomorrow, it looks like we're going to be positioned on the backside of that storm, and instability levels are going to be running pretty low throughout the day on Tuesday. So at this point, it looks like the expectation is for scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms, especially as we get into Tuesday afternoon. And if we see any dangerous weather, it's going to come in the form of lightning and locally heavy rainfall. That's going to reduce visibility and also could lead to some ponding on roadways. Outside of that, overnight tonight, I think the concern will be for fog. And you know, when the visibilities drop, there are things that you have to remember. You have to remember to use your low beams. Give yourself plenty of braking distance between you and the guy ahead of you. Also, watch out for pedestrians on the side of the road. Sometimes it's very hard to see, and we could find visibilities tomorrow, at least in some areas, dropping below a mile to start the day on Tuesday. So looking at our forecast, again, showers, thunderstorms on the way out. Overnight tonight, we'll see with the thinning clouds, we'll see fog and low cloudiness filling back in. We start our Tuesday off that way. And then as we work through the day on Tuesday, I think the fog gives way maybe around mid-morning, say 9 to 10 o'clock. We see a few holes in the clouds by late morning, so some peaks of sunshine. And then at that point, as temperatures are climbing, here comes another batch of scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Tomorrow also, this is kind of interesting, everything's going to be dropping from north to south across the area as opposed to west to east, which is the movement that we found today with the storms. Temperatures tonight will slide into the upper 50s. Highs tomorrow, after some morning fog, will get up to around 70 degrees. Wednesday's looking pretty nice. I think it's going to be a warmer, brighter day. Rain chances look very low, although we could see some activity try to sneak into west central Missouri. And winds also look very light out of the north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. After Wednesday, here comes the next episode of showers and thunderstorms. A little dip in the jet stream moves across the middle of the country, and it'll push a weak cold front across the area. So I do expect waves of scattered showers and thunderstorms on Thursday into Thursday night. At this time, I think the severe weather risk is going to be slim to none with this system. And then when we get on the backside of the system, we're going to find warm and quiet weather moving in time for the upcoming weekend. Check out these temperatures after a mild finish to the week. Low 80s for highs on Saturday. Mid 80s on Sunday, and not terribly humid throughout the week, and that's going to keep the morning temperatures comfortable. I do think we'll find a risk for showers and thunderstorms returning by early next week, and we're going to have to keep an eye, I think, on next week for maybe a return of more active weather. There will be some ingredients in play, I think, at times next week that could generate some episodes of strong to severe storms. So we'll be watching that closely.
This is more of a typical active Missouri spring here.
It's
kicking
very
up
active.
here.
You know, at latest count, because they did verify a tornado up in Lowry City from last Monday night.
Oh, yeah.
Plus the tornado near Branson today. I think we're up to 13 tornadoes in our area this spring.
Wow. And more to come, obviously.
Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.